and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, listeners and learners, those who are listening from the field of arts, commerce, engineering. The most honorable President Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, respected ministers and doctors, honorable advisors, administrators and advisors, Reverend fathers and mothers, all of you are listening from the Indian initiatives. Dear friends, our Indian land is known as the land of starters, beginners, initiators in the different fields of agriculture, industry, telecommunication, transportation, health, railways, post offices, all are becoming modern day by day due to our India has started many initiatives in the field of technology. In 1980, India started using 1G technology. In 1990, it was converted into 2G, then 3G, 4G and 5G now. On 1st of October, it was started by our present Prime Minister. Dear friends, our Indian land is known as the land of unity and diversity. Numberless and uncounted initiatives are being taken in this present time. Words fall short in praise of such initiatives. This land is known also as the land of festivals. If we celebrate every day with new festivals, then the classification of time becomes short. Our present Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, who is efforting well, endeavoring well in providing many initiatives for making our India regenerating, recreating, reoperating our nation in the different fields of technology, how we can regenerate our nation. Obviously clear, it is obvious that we are extending welcome of the foreign technology. As Prime Minister himself brought revolutionary change in the technology of Gujarat. Later on, he adopted the Japanese pattern for bringing visionary and revolutionary change in the economy of our nation. Under that efforts, he has brought many nationalistic and patriotistic changes. Day by day, every day, our India is growing, and the day is not away when India will be known as the leader of economy and the super leader of information technology. No doubt, we are running at the path of technologies. It will bring revolution. Our all electronic parts, electronic devices, through the advancement in technology and digitalization, will be inventive and innovative. There will be a huge market for providing such electronic devices. So, behind all these things, India has a great perspective in the form of its religious and cultural values. For maintaining its spiritual values and its spiritual moralities, ethics are the milestone and landmark throughout the world. Our Indians are well and good in providing kawad to jugad. All is gold for Indians. All Indians, those who are participating in providing different initiatives, has a great importance in participating in such programs. Make in India. Since years, policymakers have been debating how to give an impetus to manufacturing in India and make manufacturing hub. Dear friends, I can say our nation is known as one of the greatest manufacturers. As China's population shows that every person of China is good in creating its different electronic tools and devices. So, thereby the nation is growing. Likely that India's population 130 crore people will enhance their talents, manners and styles by becoming manufacturers. Definitely India will become a global manufacturing hub. But it is Narendra Modi who within a matter of months launched the Make in India campaign to facilitate investment, foster innovation, enhance skill development, protect intellectual property and build best-in-class manufacturing infrastructure. Dear friends, all our scholars, learners, those who are studying in the different institutes, colleges, universities, they know that their classrooms have become totally digitalized in this information technology. Dear friends, this is a great speed, high speed of our nation that is providing the best technology in the field of education and health. Even in all the fields of economy, society, communication, transportation, railways, post offices, agriculture, industry, our India will grow. The Make in India initiative is based on 4 pillars, which have been identified to give boost to entrepreneurship in India, not only in manufacturing but also other sectors. It is a well-known fact that in the presence of our present Prime Minister, our India is taking numberless and uncounted initiatives. Before 2014, there was some of the initiatives, but now the time has brought such changes by the routine initiatives in his life. You know that for maintaining a balance of economy and ecology, he has invented a great, unique interrelationship between them. Likely that you are observing here, new processes. Make in India recognizes ease of doing business. Everything will be easy for the downloaders, recorders, copiers, those who are busy in their businesses in doing their giving and taking activities. Easily it can be copied, recorded, downloaded, imitated. So this is the great way that has been invented by our India in the presence of our President Mr. Modi ji. Dear friends, you are watching. The aim is to de-license and deregulate the industry during the entire life cycle of business. New infrastructure, availability of modern and facilitating infrastructure is a very important requirement for the growth of industry. All the industrialists or capitalists, they will follow the pattern of economy, capitalist economy of the USA. It will bring a great change, revolutionary change in production. By producing electronic goods, our India will become one of the greatest exporter in the future. New infrastructure, government intends to develop industrial corridors and smart cities to provide infrastructure based on state-of-the-art technology with modern high-speed communication and integrated logistic arrangements. Through these concepts, our President Prime Minister has opened recently Mahakal Corridor in Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh. Existing infrastructure to be strengthened through upgradation of infrastructure in industrial clusters. Dear friends, you know that some days before our President Mr. Modi ji visited Himachal Pradesh on Dussehra. By visiting that place, the persons of the Himachal Pradesh were devoted and dedicated a great bulk drug parks, metro train. Even there is geographical changes, but that can become the great Ayurvedic hub, great industrial Ayurvedic hub. It can become a great history. Innovation and research activities are supported through fast-paced registration system, and accordingly infrastructure of intellectual property rights registration sets up has been upgraded. The requirements of skill for industry are to be identified and accordingly development of workforce to be taken up. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, earlier it was started as an initiative. At the state level, different state governments have started such programs for providing, for making our youngsters more energetic. So dear friends, these initiatives, steps, starts that are being taken, definitely it will bring a great change in the daily routine of our common people. By launching 5G, we know that all metropolitan cities have become unified. Even all the units have become unified by providing a high speed internet and high speed of information. Even our villagers have become the best user of information technology by using maximum transactions. Even today, Everyone who is running his internet easily can run, and there is the best facility is being provided for them through information technology, and India will become the best of providing the information to the world. So India will lead in this sector. Numberless initiatives every person of India can restart for the rejuvenation and reformation of our nation. One day our nation will bring a great change. Certainly, you see that our India has become open defecation free. Japanese investment and new companies rise rapidly in India under Modi government. You are observing the number of Japanese companies registered in India increased by 13% higher over the same period last year. Easily you can judge FDI inflow from Japan. New sectors Make in India has identified 25 sectors in manufacturing, infrastructure and service activities, and detailed information is being shared through interactive web portal and professionally developed brochures. FDI has been opened up in defense, production, construction and railway infrastructure in a big way. New mindset. It is a great concept. How it is great? When every common man to capitalist, there will be a great ideology, super ideology for bringing our nation at the high platform in production. To see government as a regulator, Make in India intends to change this by bringing a paradigm shift in how government interacts with industry. The government will partner industry in economic development of the country. The approach will be that of a facilitator and not regulator. The Make in India program has been built on layers of collaborative effort. There has been from union ministers, secretaries to the government of India, state governments, industry leaders and various knowledge partners. A national workshop on sector-specific industries in December 2014 brought secretaries to the government of India and industry leaders together to debate and formulate an action plan for the next 3 years aimed at raising the contribution of the manufacturing sector to 25% of the GDP in the coming years. Dear friends, easily you can observe through the diagram, Modi government boosts confidence in the economy. IPSOS economic pulse of the world study shows Indians have emerged as the second most confident people about their economy globally by end of 2014. Economic confidence level in December 2014 highest 81% economic confidence level. You can compare and you can observe, examine how our India has brought a revolutionary change, visionary change in the thoughts of, in the ideology of the persons. Rise of points over the past 12 months. These exercises resulted in a roadmap for the single largest manufacturing initiative undertaken by a nation in recent history. They also demonstrated the transformational power of partnership and have become a hallmark of the Make in India program. This collaborative model has also been successfully extended to include India's global partners, as evidenced by the recent in-depth interactions between India and the United States of America. Dear friends, you know that our India has become free from orphan defecation. Modi ji has provided funds to build different type of facilities for toilets, for constructing washrooms all over our nation. It was followed. Apart from these initiatives, India has brought revolutionary change and visionary change by celebrating every festival with the Indian youth, and in future it is supposed that our present Prime Minister will celebrate Diwali with our soldiers, our all defense forces, army, NDA, Navy, Air Force, all they celebrate their every day in the form of peace. So, dear friends, in a short space of time, the absolute and obstructive frameworks of the past have been dismantled and replaced with a transparent and user-friendly system that is helping drive investment, foster innovation, develop skills, protect IP, and build best-in-class manufacturing infrastructure. The most striking indicator of progress is the unprecedented opening up of key sectors, including railways, defense, insurance, and medical devices, to dramatically higher levels of foreign direct investment. Investors spellbound by Modi magic. The DSP, BlackRock India Investor Pulse survey results reflect very high levels of optimism and positive among Indian investors. What an opportunities India is providing to the world. So definitely India will become the leader one day by providing such initiatives. An array of measures focused on the ease of doing business in India have also been launched under the Make India program. Brand new IT-driven application and tracking processes are replacing files and red tape. A number of new initiatives have been launched in order to streamline and rationalize licensing rules at the state government level, aligning them with global best practices. From amendments in labor law to online filling of returns, and from rationalization of the regulatory environment to increasing the validity of industrial licenses, a lot of changes have been ushered in to make in India a reality. Dear friends, our present Prime Minister, who has brought change, how earlier there was the construction of the statue of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in Gujarat. Later on, the statue of Delhi, all of you know that, changed into Jan Kalyan Path, Lok Kalyan Path. So how these names were changed? After changing the names, not only his aim to change the name, but to change the feelings and thoughts of the different persons. So dear friends, for the recreating and regenerating nationalistic and patriotistic feelings in our youngsters, it is a great initiative. As we know that Rashtrapita Mahatma Gandhi, who spent his whole life on the two principles, the truth and non-violence, so likely that from 1914 to 48, it was a time that is known as Gandhism in history. After 2014, when India started in the form of great initiative, while the presence of our present Prime Minister, up to this time, it is growing. Manufacturing and services continue to grow under Modi government. Fast expansions in activity and new orders, signaling a solid expansion in business activity. HSBC, India Services Purchasing Manager, at SBC Composite Output Index, December 2014 to January 2015. The PMI has been above 50 level, which denotes growth since May 2014. Today, India's credibility is stronger than ever. There is visible momentum, energy and optimism. Make in India is opening investment doors. Multiple enterprises are adopting its mantra. The world's largest democracy is well on its way to becoming the world's most powerful economy. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. A clean India would be the tribute to India could pay to Mahatma Gandhi on his 150th birth anniversary in 2019, said Sri Narendra Modi as he launched the Swachh Bharat mission at Rajpath in New Delhi. You know that the name of the Rajpath has been changed by Kartavya Path. On 2nd October 2014, Swachh Bharat mission was launched throughout length and breadth of the country as a national movement. The campaign aims to achieve the vision of a clean India by 2nd October 2019. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. The Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is the most significant cleanliness campaign by Government of India. Sri Narendra Modi led a cleanliness pledge at India Gate, which about 30 lakh government employees across the country joined. He also flagged off a walkathon at Rajpath and surprised people by joining in not just for a token few steps but marching with the participants for a long way. What a picture you are being observed. All of you are watching, listening the great initiatives in the field of cleanliness. While leading a mass movement for cleanliness, the Prime Minister exhorted people to fulfill Mahatma Gandhi's dream of a clean and hygienic India. Shri Narendra Modi himself initiated the cleanliness drive at Mandir Marg Police Station, picking up the broom to clean the dirt, making Swachh Bharat Abhiyan a mass movement across the nation. The Prime Minister said people should neither litter nor let others litter. He gave the mantra of na gandagi karenge, na karne denge. Shri Narendra Modi also invited 9 people to join the cleanliness drive and requested each of them to draw 9 more into the initiative. By inviting people to participate in the drive, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or Swachhta Abhiyan has turned into a national movement. A sense of responsibility has been evoked among the people through the Clean India movement, with citizens now becoming active participants in cleanliness activities across the nation. The dream of a clean India, once seen by Mahatma Gandhi, has begun to get a shape. The Prime Minister has helped spread the message of Swachh Bharat by urging people through his words and action. He carried out a cleanliness drive in Varanasi as well. He wielded a spade near river Ganga at Assistant Ghat in Varanasi under the Clean India mission. He was joined by a large group of local people who cooperated in the Swachh Abhiyan. Understanding the significance of sanitation, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi had simultaneously addressed the health problems that roughly half of the Indian families have to deal with due to lack of proper toilets in their homes. What an exemplary pictures. People from different sections of the society have come forward and joined this mass movement of cleanliness. From government officials to Jawans, Bollywood actors to the sports persons, industrialists to spiritual leaders, all have lined up for the noble work. Millions of people across the country have been day after day joining the cleanliness initiatives of the government departments, NGOs and local community centers to make India clean. Organizing frequent cleanliness campaigns to spreading awareness about hygiene through plays and music is also being widely carried out across the nation. Prime Minister himself has praised the efforts by people and various departments and organizations for taking part in the Swachh Bharat mission and contributing toward a cleaner India. Shri Narendra Modi has always openly lauded the participation of people via social media. The My Clean India was also launched simultaneously as a part of the Swachh Bharat drive to highlight the cleanliness work carried out by citizens across the nation. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan has become a Jan Andolan, receiving tremendous support from the people. Citizens too have turned out in a large numbers and pledged for a neat and cleaner India, taking the broom to sweep the streets, cleaning up the garbage, focusing on sanitation and maintaining a hygienic environment have become a practice after the launch of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. People have started to take part and are helping spread the message of cleanliness is next to godliness. NITIO, transforming India's development agenda, reflecting the spirit and change dynamics of the new India. The institutions of governance and policy have to adapt to new challenges and must be built on the founding principles of the Constitution of India. The wealth of knowledge from our civilization history and the present day socio-cultural economic context. The aspirations of India and its citizens require institutional reforms in governance and dynamic policy shifts that can seed and nurture unprecedented change. In keeping with these changing times, the Government of India has decided to set up NITIO, National Institution for Transforming India, in place of the erstwhile Planning Commission as a means to better service the needs and aspirations of the people of India. A wide consultation was held prior to the formation of NITIO with chief ministers, experts, economists and general public through my government. We are on a journey to achieve an India that not only fulfills the aspirations of the people but also stands proudly on the world stage. The people of India have great expectations for progress and improvement in governance through their participation. In the course of this transformation, while some changes are anticipated and planned of market forces and larger global shift, the evolution and maturing of our institutions and polity also entail diminished role of centralized planning, which itself needs to be redefined. Our demographic dividends has to be raised fruitfully over the next few decades. The potential of our youth has to be realized through education, skill development, elimination of gender bias, and employment. We have to strive to provide our youth productive opportunities to work on the frontiers of science, technology, and knowledge economy. The role of the government in achieving national objectives may change with time, but it will always remain significant. Government will continue to set up policies that anticipate and reflect the country's requirements and execute them in a just manner for the benefit of the citizens. The continuing integration with the world politically and economically has to be incorporated into policy making as well as functioning of the government. In essence, effective governance in India will rest on following pillars. Pro-people agenda that fulfills the aspirations of the society as well as individuals. Proactive in anticipating and responding to their needs. Participate by involvement of citizenry, inclusion of all groups, equality of opportunity to our country's youth. Sustainable development by protecting environment and transparency that uses technology to make government visible and responsive. Improvement of governance is a prerequisite for improving the quality of life of the people. At the same time, it can only be achieved by a creative, synergistic, and constantly evolving partnership between stakeholders across the public, private sectors, as well as civil society. Delivery of services has to improve through people's participation at all levels. The institutional framework of government has changed over the years. What is needed today is development of domain expertise, which allows us the chance to increase the specificity of functions given to institutions specific to the planning process. There is a need to separate as well as energize the distinct process of governance from strategy of governance. In the context of governance structure, the changed requirements of our country point to the need for setting up an institution that serves as a think tank of the government, the directional and policy dynamo. NITI-IO aims to do exactly serve this purpose. It will provide governments at the central and state levels with relevant strategic and technical advice across the spectrum of key elements of policy. This includes matters of national and international import on the economic front, dissemination of best practices from within the country as well as from other nations, the infusion of new policy ideas and specific inputs based on various issues. From planning to NITI transforming India's development agenda, an important evolutionary change from the past will be replacing a union to policy by a genuine and continuing partnership with the states. NITI-IO will act with speed to provide the strategic policy vision for the government as well as deal with contingent issues. While incorporating positive influences from the world, no single model can be transplanted into the Indian scenario. We need to find our own strategy for growth, and this is where NITI-IO will play a major role. NITI-IO will work towards the following objectives: to evolve a shared vision of national development priorities, sectors and strategies with the active involvement of the state in the light of national objectives. The vision of the NITI-IO will then provide a framework for national agenda for the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister to provide impetus to foster collaborative federalism through the structured support initiatives and mechanisms with the states on a continuous basis, recognizing that strong states make a strong nation. to develop mechanism to formulate credible plans at the village level and aggregate these progressively at higher levels to ensure on areas that are specifically referred to it that the interests of national security are incorporated in economic strategy and policy, to pay special attention to the sections of our society that may be at risk of not benefiting adequately from economic progress, to design strategic and long-term policy and program frameworks and initiatives and monitor their progress and their efficacy. The lessons learned through monitoring and feedback will be used for making innovative improvements, including necessary mid-course corrections, to provide advice and encourage partnerships between the key stakeholders, national and international think tanks, as well as educational and policy research institutions, to create a knowledge, innovation and entrepreneurial support system through a collaborative community of national and international experts, practitioners and other partners, to offer a platform for resolution of intersector and interdepartmental issues in order to accelerate the implementation of the development agenda, to maintain a state-of-the-art resource center, be a repository of research on good governance and best practices in sustainable and equitable development, as well as help their dissemination to stakeholders, to actively monitor and evaluate the implementation of programs and initiatives, including the identification of the needed resources so as to strengthen the probability of success and scope of delivery, to focus on technology, upgradation and capacity building for implementation of programs and initiatives, to undertake other activities as may be necessary in order to further the execution of the national development agenda and the objectives mentioned above. Through its commitment to a cooperative federalism, promotion of citizen engagement, egalitarian access to opportunity, participative and adaptive governance and continuously increasing use of developing technology, the NITI will seek to provide critical directional and strategic input into the governance process. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, PMJDY, one of the biggest financial inclusion initiatives in the world, was announced by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi on 15th August 2014 from the ramparts of the Red Fort. While launching the program on 28th August, the Prime Minister had described the occasion as a festival to celebrate the liberation of the poor from a vicious cycle. Shri Narendra Modi had referred to the ancient Sanskrit verse Sukhasya Moolam Dharma, Dharamshya Moolam Artha, Arthashya Moolam Rajyam, which puts the onus on the state to involve people in economic activity. This government has accepted this responsibility. The Prime Minister and the government has fulfilled its promise in record time. Inclusion, which has an integrated approach to bring about comprehensive financial inclusion and provide banking services to all households in the country. The scheme ensures access to a range of financial services like availability of basic savings, bank accounts, access to need-based credit. Guinness World Records has also recognized the achievements made under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. It has certified that the most bank accounts opened in 1 week as part of the financial inclusion campaign is 18 crore 96,130 and was achieved by the Department of Financial Services, Government of India, against the original target of opening bank accounts for 7.5 crore households in the country. By 26 January 2015, banks have already opened 12.54 crore accounts as on 31st January 2015. After conducting survey of 21.6 crore households with deposits exceeding rupees 10,000 crores, the target was set after conducting a survey of 21.02 crore households in the country. Today, a coverage of almost 100% has been achieved. Out of the accounts opened, 60% are in rural areas and 40% are in urban areas. Share of female account holders is about 51%. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana provides a platform for universal access to banking facilities with at least one basic banking account for every household, financial literacy and access to credit, insurance and pension facility. It covers both urban and rural areas, and those who open account would get indigenous debit card. Account can be opened in any bank branch or business correspondent outlet at zero balance. Every bank account is on core banking system of banks. Mobile banking using facility available on even basic feature accounts is also being supported. The facility of cell center, call center and toll-free number is available nationwide. PMJDY brings about the objective of financial inclusion for all by providing basic banking accounts with a debit card with inbuilt accident insurance. The main features of PMJDY include rupees 5,000 overdraft facility for Aadhaar linked accounts and a RuPay debit card with inbuilt rupees 1 lakh accident insurance cover. In addition, for account opened between 15 August 2014 and 26 January 2015, a life insurance cover of rupees 30,000 is available to the eligible beneficiaries. One of the salient features of Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana is that after remaining active for 6 months, the account holder will become eligible for an overdraft of up to rupees 12,000. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, the largest financial inclusion scheme. Under the scheme financial literacy program, which aims to take financial literacy up to village level, is provided for better understanding of the whole mechanism. The mission also envisages extension of direct benefit transfer (DBT) under various government schemes to bank accounts of the recipients. The Kisan credit card are also being linked with RuPay platform, micro insurance to the people and unorganized sector pension schemes like Swavalamban through the business correspondents have also been included for second phase of the program. The Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana has a structured monitoring mechanism from central to district level. At the center, Finance Ministry is the mission head along with a steering committee and a mission director. The program at state level by a state implementation committee and in the district by a district implementation committee. Thus, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana not only serves as an important example of governance in mission mode, but also demonstrates that a government can achieve if it is committed to the welfare of the people. Thank you. Dear friends, earlier we have discussed that our India is known as the beginner, starter and initiator. In the different fields of agriculture, industry, communication, transportation, railways, post offices, banks, insurance. These are the milestones and landmarks that are being started day by day. One of the greatest things which is required, that is naturality. When our common citizen, common villager will associate himself friendly with the nature, then definitely this nature will bless us. Time to time, our Indian land welcomed such persons, those who came on this land for the betterment and upliftment of our humanity. And it is written in all the holy religions of this holy land. What is written? Humanity is our religion, humanity is our caste. When we go through the different religious teachings, our whole starters, beginners, those who came first on this earth, they spent their maximum time with the nature. No doubt, time has brought change. When we see that advancements in the information technology, and when we try to compare our present with our past, we see that there was a great science and technology in our Vedas. About what Swami Vivekananda preached, advocated and appealed to the worldly people by saying that return to the Vedas. It was the time of 1893. But after 1857, when India started its first battle for freedom, but in 1893, these words were created by that social reformist who was filled with Indian cultural values. We know that up to this time, years after independence, our President Narendra Modi, who is taking his efforts for making our nation a nation of Guru nation of leaders. In 2047, when there will be the completion of 100 years, definitely since this time 5G to 10G means speed, accuracy, correctness, exactness. This will be more, or this we can say, the age of truth that we study in the history. As in the classification of history we study first age, that was the age of truth. Then Treta age, then Dwapar age, then dark age. But now the time is going in the climax of the dark age. So it can be observed that there will be the starting of the age of truth that was supposed by Mahatma Gandhi through his principles, through his doctrines. Because of its spiritual values, because of its nationalistic and patriotistic values, India has a great devotion. All the starters, beginners, initiators, astronomers, astrologers, free thinkers, freedom fighters came on this land for addressing the worldly people. Their aim was to devote themselves, dedicate themselves for the welfare of society and humanity. And they did so. It is recorded in the history of the Indians that our holy motherland is the land of great freedom fighters. So today, that is being provided freedom and independence, liberty of our thought and action. Both are being provided in the presence of our present President Modi ji. There will be very fast technology, transparency, because by starting the 72 banking technology through the digitalization, this will make easy for getting money from the banks for the common people, but as well it will enhance their talents, manner, style, skills. No doubt, our India has been the start of all social medias, whether that is Google, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. But you see that our learners, those who are running just after downloadings, recordings, they are to change. They are to turn towards imagination. Imagination is the best technology. They are to imagine for the best of the futuristic generation. Dear friends, this land is the exclusive land, and we are to improve our habits. We are to get up early in the morning in our daily routine for associating ourselves with the Ayurveda, naturopathy, physiotherapy. And it is rightly said that 90% a man himself is a doctor of his body, only in 10% cases there is a need of doctor. And by providing the facility of 5G, doctor or hospital will reach at the home of patient. So, by understanding this process, we have to understand the higher technology, and it needs a great health and hygienic condition of our youngsters through the holistic approach. Dear friends, within these words, I would like to request you that we are to take an oath in our daily routine to get up early in the morning and to spend our time with the natural celestial bodies that we have in the form of God. In the early in the morning, before sun rising, every student should get up, but thereby every professional will become stronger and higher in his technologies and qualities. Dhanyavad. Thank you.